Hey, tappers. Like at the last second, saw some pile of stuff in the background. So I just shoved it to the ground. I don't know if you saw it or not, but real life, right? Hi. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining me today. If it is your first time, welcome. If it is not your first time, welcome back. I'm so glad to be here with you. What we are going to do today is EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. In this circumstance, EFT, there's a lot of acronyms. Here, it means Emotional Freedom Techniques. My name is Amanda, and I am a certified clinical EFT practitioner. I'm going to lead you through this hour of doing EFT techniques. What I don't do is jump into an explanation of what EFT is. So if you're looking for the science behind it, which absolutely exists, stories behind it, instructions behind it, you'll find all of that on our YouTube channel, which is EFT Universe. There are literally hundreds of videos that you can find there that will give you all of those answers. You can also always email me, and I can assist you if you're like, this is too much, I don't know where to start looking. You definitely have support. But this support today, right now, is for you to engage, for you to experience what EFT actually is, for you to feel it in real time in your body, creating shifts because of what it does in connecting your subconscious and your conscious brain together and creating an outcome in a very, very small amount of time. Now, if you have no idea how to do that, don't worry. You can just follow along with me. You'll have it down by the end of this session. If I use some words or phrases that don't necessarily apply to you, I will offer you suggestions on how you can switch that up. EFT is all about self-empowerment. So I want you to take whatever I offer you and make it your own. So if you go, she's using this word, but this word would be better for me, do it. Like change all the words that I'm using. There are specific tapping spots that we use, which if you know anything about Chinese medicine or acupoints, acupuncturists, they have the needles that they put into those tiny points. There are certain points that we use for EFT. There's a protocol that I don't always follow. And the reason is I tend to stay on one spot a lot. Usually it's here or it's here. I will occasionally go through all of them. I do this so that you aren't distracted and watching me and going, oh, did she change spots? Is it time to move? Because where I want your focus is on your emotions and what's happening in your own process. If I haven't moved along and you're like, I really want to tap on a different spot, please go ahead and do so. You don't have to follow my pacing. I'm here in case you don't know what to do. Okay. If you're like, yeah, I want to go off on this, do it. Even if it means you like turn the volume down on what I'm doing, and you're like, oh, this is a really great thing for me, do it. I love when that happens because I love when you have that amount of empowerment to just go and do. If you want to participate in suggestions that we have for today, we do have a live chat. Please, at any moment when you have something that you would like to tap on, feel free to drop it in the chat. I do my very best to incorporate all of the suggestions that we get within a session. If that feels too vulnerable for you to do that in front of the whole internet and put your issue that you want to tap on out there with your name, you can always email me. My email is at the top of the chat. It is amanda@eftuniverse.com. When you email me, I will incorporate it into the next week's following chat, and I will keep you anonymous if that's what you would like. Also, if you're watching this recorded, please feel free to email me any suggestions as well. Alrighty, we do have 2 suggestions this week from community members. One gave permission in their email. The other person I did not get back to in time to ask. So they will be anonymous just by default. And I will read those from my phone because I am on location today. And I usually will pull them from my email and then kind of summarize them so that I can read that. But yeah, we're doing it in real time. Watch me. Okay, so I've got that queued up. We'll do that in a second. First, I'll say hello. Hi, Zarina. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Roseanne. Oh, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you. Hi, Larry. I use so much support for emotional and physical pain. Oh, you are in the right spot, Larry. I'm glad that you're here. Eden, performance anxiety. Okay, that's one we haven't had in a while. Awesome. Thank you for bringing that up. Larry from Olympia. Okay. Alex, can tapping be used for controlling overspending money? That is an interesting question. I would say overspending money is the outcome, not necessarily the root of the issue. And what I mean by that is it is your solution to a problem, such as like, can I stop people pleasing? Well, yes, but first you need to understand why you're people pleasing. Is it because you're afraid? If you tell people no, that they're going to hurt you, are you afraid they'll leave you, that you'll be by yourself? Are you, what is it that's stirring on that result? But if you don't know that result, we can still tap on it and it can help begin to find that place. But I would say overspending is not the actual point of what needs to be tapped on, but it still can be the beginning point. Hi, Marion. Serena, I really like that it doesn't matter on the spots, as I do sometimes find the spot switching distracting. I've often been concerned about doing it wrong when I was first starting out. Yeah. And that, that each spot, if you look, the deeper you look into Chinese medicine, the more value you see of the acupoints, because they all have different energetic stimulations and releases associated with them. But as far as just EFT goes, like this box that we operate in, it is just for the stimulation of the brain going, wait, I'm receiving different input. What is that? And one spot is enough for that. Hi, Donette. Hi, Darren. I said I don't answer questions, and here I am, like going off. It happens sometimes. Hi, Cabaret Star. New Jersey in the house. Hello, Helen. Koh Samui, Thailand. Oh, I hope I said that correctly. I'm so glad that you're here, Helen. Hi, Paula. And Larry, autoimmune disease destroying all of me. Oh, Larry, I'm so sorry. Serena, maybe addictions in general. I'm assuming that's to the overspend. So Lauren, hello, general overwhelm. Wish to live better in the present, accept what is. That's a good goal. And that is a constant moving target, right? Hello, Carol. Keeping focused on positive thoughts and not despair in this crazy situation happening politically in the United States. Yeah. There's a lot of reasons to feel uncertain and to feel vulnerable, right? Even helpless. Like what could I possibly do, sort of a thing. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Hello, Zahara. Hi, Karen. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, so now I have your suggestions. I'm going to read the 2 emails that I have, and then we'll jump into grounding and we will get started. Please feel free to continue to put suggestions into the chat. I will continue to read them as we go along. Okay, our first one from our email community member is that, and this is from Paula. She gave me permission to use her name. She is in a very abusive work environment, very manipulative, very overwhelming. And it just really affects her physically as well as emotionally. So she has the person who's telling her, you have to adjust and adapt until you can get out of there. But not being her authentic self makes her very anxious, which makes her MS symptoms much worse. So tapping, how do you tap on that? How do you get through something like that when you don't really have a good answer? You can't get out of it immediately. And it feels like you're setting yourself up to be attacked if you're authentic. And if you're not authentic, then it feels like you're, self-betraying. So we will include that in our tapping, because I certainly feel like that situational, overwhelm is very applicable to multiple things that have been suggested. And then our other person, who I didn't respond to and ask if I could have their permission to share their names, says that they have a life-altering decision about surgery and ultimately their health. It's very complex. It's overwhelming. It's incredibly emotional. And one way that they deal with that is snacking. They're an emotional snacker. It gives me pleasure and reduces stress. I've been trying EFT and other tools for eating, and they are not working. So how can I stop this coping mechanism that I have for this decision that I have? Um, please help. So those are our two email suggestions. But let's go ahead and get grounded before we go any further. So go ahead and take a moment and just feel into your body. And what I mean by that is pay attention to your legs, your arms, your spine, your torso, your neck, muscles, bones, whatever it is, whatever your brain goes, oh, let's think about our body this way. Just take a feel of where you are. And if there's anything that your body is going, man, I really wish you would uncross this ankle, or I wish that you would straighten or twist or rotate. Give yourself permission to do that right now. Just get as comfortable as you possibly can. And let's take a breath in. Okay, now this next breath, we're going to take a breath in and we are going to just release as much tension as you possibly can in your body to like a ridiculous amount, like to where your head is hanging down, your shoulders are looping forward. Like if you didn't hold yourself up, you would literally fall over. So don't fall over, but really release yourself as much as you can. And we're going to make it a super dramatic breath. We're trying to make it a little comical because there's a lot of stress right now, right? So we're going to combat that with a little bit of silliness. So breath in as much as is comfortable and then release it in like a comical kind of a way. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay, and then breathe normal and slowly let yourself sit back up. And do that one more time. Okay, take a breath in. And breathe normal and sit up. And now to ground, I want you to think of, if you had to pick a word of what vibration is currently in your body the most. And you might have multiple words. You might have pain, loneliness, fear, doubt. But choose one. Choose one word that you feel is really vibrating through everything in your body. And it could be a phrase. It could be, I don't know what to do. And that's okay. And just sit with it and breathe. And now think of, what word or phrase would I like to have? What word or phrase would feel more peaceful, more grounding, more safe, more secure in my body right now? And maybe that's comfort. Maybe it's community. Maybe it's knowledge. Maybe it's action. And as you think that word, feel the vibration of that word. Feel it interacting with where you are. And allow it to go down into your legs and into your feet. Take a breath. Feel this word enter in through your heart and spread throughout your whole abdomen, your whole torso. And again, down through your hips, through your legs, down to your feet. And if you still feel the other vibration, that's okay. Just notice that this vibration is incorporating itself also. And lastly, let's see the word, the good word, the happy phrase coming towards you and allowing itself to integrate into your mind, to your headspace, and down through your neck, through your arms, through your torso, down into your hips, down your legs, out your feet. Now let's take another breath. Okay. Let's go ahead and start tapping. And first, we're just going to go into overwhelm. And I'm going to start very general, and then I'll make suggestions on how we can make it more specific. But there's a lot of overwhelm right now. So let's just start there. Even though right now my body, my mind, my soul is housing a lot of overwhelm, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I feel overwhelmed very strongly, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though tapping right now doesn't give me any answers on what I need to decide, on what action steps I should take next, or on making things better in the world in general, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. But why? If tapping isn't going to resolve anything, all of these overwhelms that are weighing me down so much, why would I bother? Even if part of me is wondering what value any of this has right now, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. It's okay for me to question things, even my tools, even things that have already helped me before, even things that I've tried that have had success. It's okay for me to be in a place where I doubt them, where I feel pessimistic about things. It is okay for me to have all of my feelings. I wonder, am I afraid of my feelings? Is there a part of me that feels like, oh no, I'm being negative? That means what? Does it mean I deserve a negative outcome? Does it mean it's going to be a negative outcome, whether I deserve it or not? It just means that it's going to be bad. What significance am I attaching to my emotions that is making it dangerous for me to have them? Maybe I know, maybe I'm not sure. But whether I know or I'm not actually sure, I give myself permission to release this. I can't release that. That makes it more dangerous. Even if I feel some pushback on releasing my fear associated with my own emotions, I give myself permission to try it anyway. If it does make things worse, I can pick it right back up. In fact, wouldn't that actually validate it? Wouldn't this tell me how important or unimportant this extra fear might be. Fear of my emotions. Fear of my fear. Fear of my overwhelm. Releasing what I don't need right now. I wonder, what don't I need? How do I possibly determine what I need or don't need in this situation? As I ponder what I need, as I go through this overwhelm, I deeply and completely accept myself. What I need. Overwhelm. What I need. Overwhelm. My needs. My solutions. Releasing my overwhelm. Receiving what I need. Receiving? I wonder, is it possible for me to receive, even if I have not succeeded in releasing? Can I receive something helpful? I wonder, what could I receive? What would help me to feel better about this? Maybe it's talking. Maybe it's clarity, writing everything down. Maybe it's knowledge, doing some research. Maybe it's permission. As I consider giving myself permission, I deeply and completely accept myself. But maybe that's too big of a topic. Maybe I need some help organizing that permission. How can I organize permission to receive? Well, maybe instead of trying to apply a new tool to absolutely this entire huge, overwhelming problem, I give myself permission to apply something to receive today. Maybe I apply it to receive in the next hour or the next 10 minutes. And maybe I choose something very small, like giving myself permission to go get the blanket that I know would feel really good wrapped around me right now. Maybe I give myself permission to lay down Maybe I give myself permission to not do something. Maybe I don't brush my teeth tonight. Maybe I don't go to bed on time. Maybe I don't change out of my clothes. I may not be able to control all aspects of this overwhelm. I may not be able to answer all questions regarding how to get my way through this overwhelm. But maybe I can allow myself very small choices, very small decisions that alleviate some of the overwhelm right now. And maybe these are one-time solutions that I allow because it feels fun or silly and just kind of breaks up the seriousness. And maybe it's something that I give myself permission to have for a little while. Whether or not what I come up with is something that I choose to continue with or indulge in once, I give myself permission to think about it and to come up with things. And I give myself permission to pay attention to how it feels and to acknowledge it and accept it if it feels better. And I choose to release any and all fears associated of what it must mean. I have enough overwhelm for now, thank you. I give my solutions permission to be solutions. And if I try something and meh, wasn't really it, I give myself permission to feel really good about the try, to feel really great about the empowerment that I'm giving myself to try things and to feel good about that. I may not be able to come up with a complete solution, one big sweeping answer to resolve everything. But I bet it's possible for me to come up with 3 small things today. 3 very small things that might make me smile or giggle or just enjoy a moment. Maybe I take a dry erase marker and I draw big, thick eyebrows on my mirror so that when I go in the bathroom and I wash my hands, I look up and I see these big, thick eyebrows on my face. Maybe I watch a video of cute animals or people or a favorite comedy routine that I haven't watched in a while, or I pick up a hobby or a craft that I haven't done that makes me happy. Maybe I wear an outfit that's a special outfit that I usually hold back for some reason. And I tell myself, you know what? This is hard and I deserve something right now. I'm going to wear it right now, even if I don't go anywhere. Whatever it is, I give myself permission to find these little nuggets of joy and see if it helps. Helping myself. Permission for joy. Permission for joy with no big answers. Permission to release overwhelm without a full solution. And as I give myself permission to work through things this way, I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm going to do just a few more phrases. My solutions. Accepting my solutions. Trusting my solutions. Releasing my overwhelm. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, take a deep breath. I know that was very, very general, but I hope it still helped, that you feel more lighter. Check in and just see when you think about that overwhelm, if it feels just a little more distant from you, or if you're like, yeah, that's still horrible, but I don't know, I still feel a little better. um, if so, then that means a really good sign of your subconscious brain saying, yeah, no, this has weight and it is heavy, but maybe we can allow ourselves to not quite feel that heavy about it. And there are so many biological reasons as to why that is healthy for you to feel. So if you're feeling more relaxed, more optimistic, if you were yawning, if you were smiling, if you were sighing, if you're feeling more tired now, all of those are really good signs that you reached a space of relaxation that your brain is on board with. So congratulations. Okay, let me revisit in here. Let's see. General overwhelm. Okay, it did help. Good. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, I'm so grateful for that. Good, good, good. And it really is beneficial. And something else that does that I love is it opens a different doorway, because you have a very clear pathway of like the big terrible thing, right? Now you've got a little crack in this other pathway of things that you likely your brain is not seeing because it's got tunnel vision in this one horrible pessimistic way. But now you've got a little bit of energy going out this way. If you feed that, if you really do go and do these little happy things, you will start to see other possibilities around you. And it's real. It goes into stuff that I'm not going to jump into now, but it is so fascinating of how many options we have that we're never aware of because of how vast the subconscious brain is and how little of that gets trickled to our conscious brain. It really is super incredible. And that is really one of the ways for you to tap into that power. So don't dismiss it just because it feels small and simple. It's really, really powerful to do. Okay. Let's see. Let's do pain. And I'm going to be vague with it, but here's how you can make it more specific for you. So, pain can be discomfort, right? Something that is causing us some kind of like a kind of a feeling. So, it could be physical pain, it could be emotional pain, it could be performance anxiety, even. So, so anxiety, right? That kind of a feeling. It is something that we're feeling in the moment that we're anticipating continuing or maybe even amplifying in the future, right? When we're experiencing pain, that's, oh no, I have this pain and now I'm going to keep having this pain. This pain's going to get worse, and then we spiral out from that, right? So pain can be applied to so many things, and I'm going to apply this, Paula, for your work situation. And what do I do? Because it's painful to not be myself. It's also painful, to be targeted when I am myself. Um, and let's see, I'm trying to see who else I can help apply this to. Um, I would say even that this works for our community member who is having pain of the fear of this overwhelming decision and then eating to try and feel better, but then that's also painful because it's a solution that's not really a solution. So then, like, where is my relief? Where do I get relief from any of this? I don't have what I need, um, which is painful and lonely. Um, and I would say, Zahara, also with the unusual beliefs, hearing voices. So there's two ways to look at that, right? And I want to address this because I think that there's a lot of spiritually minded people in our community, and this is valuable to speak out, and talk through. So there, and forgive me, I don't know all of the technical terms, but like there's clairvoyance. I think clairaudience is where receiving um, knowledge, vibrations, downloads. There's lots of different terms for it, through an audio sense, right? But basically, insight messages that it's not heard by everybody that may be surrounding you. And that can be really vulnerable to acknowledge in yourself, because what are we taught about anyone who hears voices, right? That it is a mental disorder and something that is serious and scary, and that you need to go get help for, because you're crazy, right? So that can be really, um, it can feel really devastating to say that, oh, I have this thing that I think is special, but really I'm just crazy. So really determining where that sits for you, and is this helpful or is this hurtful? Talking with someone could be very valuable for that. Whether it's you don't want to feel alone in it, or you want someone to really analyze it and say, is this an okay thing for me? Or is this a sign of something that I genuinely need some guidance and help with? And finding someone that you trust for that. All of that can feel painful, right, to experience, and feel very lonely, and unsure of, like, who do I trust? Who do I trust with this? Because maybe where you're living, it's a really rare and unusual thing. Maybe it's something that people are really suspicious of. Um, so that can feel very hard, to analyze and go through. So finding a way to give yourself criteria to get clarity will really help with that, because getting caught up in the emotions of any type of pain is where we're going to feel stuck. And then where do we go from there? So allowing ourselves to explore and give ourselves permission, even if it's not our answer, even if we come up with 90 things that are not our answer, and we know they're not going to be our answer, but what we're doing is allowing ourselves some flexibility in that. And then maybe that flexibility allows us to channel down and find that one answer, even though we suggested 90 things. Um, so, in going into tapping on pain, I want you to select the one thing that does feel the most painful for you right now, whether it's emotional, spiritual, physical, otherwise category, um, and where you feel stuck with this pain. Well, I have physical pain and I'm stuck with it because it's my physical body. I have emotional pain and I'm stuck with it because I don't have any other tools or any way to release it. It's out of my control. I have a pain of fear in my body and I'm stuck with it because it's about things that are happening outside of my control and I can't possibly resolve it. So create, a sentence around, I have this pain, this is why, and this is why I'm stuck with it. Okay, let's go ahead and start tapping. I'll give you a few moments to figure that out. I'm just going to read through the comments that you sent in. Okay. Okay, the words I'm going to use for it are this pain. And if you want to make that more specific for you, please do. As I consider this pain that I'm stuck with right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now being stuck with this pain is hard and heavy and I don't want it, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I don't want this pain, I don't want to accept this pain. I don't want to relate to this pain. I don't want this pain to exist as a part of who I am. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay if I hate this pain. It's okay if I don't like this situation. It's okay that this pain is hard for me. It's okay that this pain is heavy for me. All of the feelings that I have about being stuck with this pain, I deeply and completely accept. Of course, this is how I feel. No one would want this pain. Of course, I don't want this pain. So I wonder, how do I get rid of it? How do I not have this pain? As I consider how I might be able to release this pain, I deeply and completely accept myself. No, there's no way. There's just not. There's no way for me to release this pain. Pardon me. It's an outcome. There's a reason it's here. I don't have control over it. Talking about releasing this pain is just a waste of my time. Even if there is a part of me that deeply believes that trying to release this pain is all a waste of my time, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I wonder, when I talk about releasing the pain, am I picturing releasing pain, or am I picturing finding a complete solution? Do I believe that in order for me to not feel this pain anymore, I have to find a solution to this problem? As I consider how much this pain has to be connected to the outcome, I deeply and completely accept myself. It has to be 100% connected to the outcome. That's why it's here. It is a painful situation. Of course, it's connected. That's what is causing the pain in the first place, is the problem. If I don't solve the problem, I don't get to solve the pain. Even if part or all of me completely believes that I have to hold the pain if I hold the problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. But I hold space to be curious about that. I wonder, is that always true? Is it always true that pain has to be present when a problem is present? Or is it possible to work through something and it not feel as bad as this feels right now? Maybe it's possible. I'm not sure if it's possible. I give myself permission to be curious about if it's possible to release pain before I have a complete solution. But isn't that dangerous to do? Doesn't that mean I'll just get myself into more trouble? Maybe I need my pain. Maybe I need the pain as my indicator, because that's what pain is, right? That's true. Pain is there to let me know something's wrong. But aren't I already aware of what's wrong? Don't I already know that this situation is painful? I wonder, is there a part of me that feels more confidence in pain than in another indicator? Is there a part of me that feels like pain is what's supposed to be here and that something else wouldn't be quite right? Even if there's a part of me that feels like pain is supposed to be a part of this process, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if in my past, meaning up to today, I have 100% believed that pain is a part of the process, I wonder, could I try something else? Could I give myself permission to feel something else or to feel other things as well as during this process? It's okay for me to acknowledge my pain. I don't mean to invalidate it. It makes sense that this is painful. But is it possible for it to also be other things? Other things like what? What other things could I possibly experience when I have pain? That just sounds dumb. This doesn't sound real. This is infuriating. Even if I'm feeling strong emotions about this suggestion of shifting my pain, I I deeply and completely accept myself. Maybe I feel these strong emotions because I have been invalidated. Other people don't understand, and they do think I shouldn't make such a big deal out of my pain. Maybe I feel unseen and unheard because this has been such a big journey, such a long journey. And I deserve to be seen and heard for all the pain that I've suffered. And if I let that go now, other people are going to go, see, not that big of a deal, right? And that will hurt worse. Even if part of me is afraid to try anything else because I'm worried the result will be more pain, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, what can I offer to myself? Well, didn't I just say that what I want is validation? That I want to be seen? I want to be heard? Maybe that's what I do. Maybe instead of validating my pain when I feel it and saying, oh, it hurts so bad, or oh, I'm so anxious, or oh, I don't know what else to do, and I did this other thing and now I feel stupid. Maybe I just tell myself, you know what? Good job. That does hurt. That is painful. And I'm here anyway. I did things today. I was kind to another person while I had severe pain inside my own body. I did some activity today, even though it was really hard. I am reaching for goals, even though they're so anxious for me to consider. And I found a solution that helps me, even though in the long run, it's not the best. Good job, self. Good job. I see you. I hear you. I appreciate you. Okay. Well, does that get rid of my pain? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not all of it. But what if this space were given more energy and more time? And what if I gave this space more focus? And I allowed myself to feel good about my accomplishments, even if I have pain, even if it's hard, even if I don't have a solution. Maybe it'll help. I give myself permission to try. I give myself permission to acknowledge my try. I give myself permission to feel good about my efforts, even if it doesn't immediately produce a solution or an end. I give myself permission to offer myself kindness, to offer myself peace, to offer myself comfort. And maybe I find the best way to do this right away. And maybe I try some things and I go, oh, no, no, that's not the way I want to do this. And so I try again. But I give myself permission to try. And I give myself permission to feel really, really good about my try, because it takes a very brave person to try things through pain. It takes an incredibly strong person to try things through hardship. And I give myself permission to recognize myself for my efforts. This pain, that I'm stuck with, my efforts, my strength, acknowledging my strength, giving energy to my efforts. And as I allow for this to grow, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, I'm going to keep tapping because I'm going to offer a solution. I didn't quite fit in with that tap. This is for if you have a solution for something that feels like a quasi solution, something like a pseudo solution, such as our person who is so overwhelmed and stressed. And so they're stress eating, and that's a problem. But it made that other stress feel better. But now they're stressed about that problem, right? One of the suggestions, and there is a program on emotional eating and EFT, is on the EFT Universe website. It's really great. I suggest checking it out for that. And there are some other tappings for addictions as well. But in my training, one thing that we were taught is to allow yourself a close proximity of engagement that still feels empowering. So if it's eating, if you like, say it's cookies, you have a box of cookies. You go and you get the box of cookies and you don't open it, but maybe you hold it and you tap. And then you just talk and you say, okay, I have these cookies. I really want to eat these cookies. These cookies feel better to me when I taste them in my mouth. I feel relief. I feel joy. But then after, I feel worse. And I don't feel good anymore. And I don't know what to do about that. But these cookies feel like my friend. These cookies make me feel seen. They make me feel like someone cares. When I give myself cookies, I feel like someone cares. And so you're not indulging in it, but you're not denying it either. You're allowing what you're desiring to engage as your solution to be a neutral space as you talk through it. And as you tap through it and talk through the scenario, and this is much, much easier to do with someone who's certified in EFT because they can help you even through for a certified person. We do sessions with each other because when you're the one releasing, it can be difficult to guide yourself. So just know that even for certified people, that can be really difficult. But not denying yourself, but also not engaging yourself gives you that space to where you can tap and go, okay, is this something that I really feel like is a solution for right now? And if you feel like, yep, I want it. I want these cookies. Then you can tap perimeters around it and say, okay, So I am going to eat cookies right now, and I am not going to feel bad about it afterwards. But how many am I going to eat? Am I going to eat the whole box? No, I don't need the whole box. Half the box. No, I don't need half the box. Okay, what about 3? Maybe 3 cookies. Okay, what about 4? I think I could do 4. And giving yourself parameters on whatever it is. I'm not advocating doing things that are harmful to you. Um, Certainly always be very careful with any sort of substance abuse. But there are some suggestions on how you can start to give yourself parameters that feel empowering rather than shaming and difficult to fight against. I can't believe it's over. Like, where did that hour go? I hope today's been helpful for you. Sometimes I feel like we really get into this deep groove and it's just amazing. And sometimes it doesn't feel like we quite hit there. And today feels like one of those days where it just didn't quite go as into that groove as I always want it to. I always want it to be just absolutely everything for everyone, and if you to just feel the best ever and leaving the session. So I hope that as you sit and you feel with how you feel right now, that you do feel better, that you're feeling more released, more relaxed, more positive, that you feel heard, that you feel cared for, that you know that you matter, that you know that you have a community. I really do think about you, and I send you so much love and so much good energy. Even if you've never left a comment, I look at the number of people here, and I send it out to you. So you really do matter, and I'm so grateful that I got to have this time with you. And I'll post a video on Friday if you want to catch that. If you have any questions, if you need support, please feel free to email me. Again, it's amanda@eftuniverse.com. Hang in there. I know there's big stuff happening, but there is good in the world, and you do have a community who loves you and thinks about you. Mwah. Okay, I love you. I'll see you next week, I hope. Take care.